Good evening, one and all. Welcome all to Vayomanasa Sanjeevani's webinar series. Today's topic for the day is technology and social media for senior citizen. To talk about this, we have Dr. Swarna Buddha Nayok, and our moderator for the day is Shakuntala Nagendra ma'am. I welcome Dr. Swarna Buddha sir and Nagendra ma'am for today's session, and with that, all the Zoom and YouTube participants for today's session. Now, I would like to introduce Shakuntala Nagendra ma'am. She is a lay counselor and a volunteer of Vayomanasa Sanjeevani. Now I request ma'am to address our speaker. On to you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Vayomanasa Sanjeevani, an initiative of NIMHANS Geriatric Department, headed by Dr. Shiv Kumar and coordinated by Gina Sabo, and also volunteers of VMS. It's a pleasure to welcome warmly the resource person of the day, Dr. Swarna Buddha Nayok, to our weekly webinar series. Topic of the day, as Gina said, is technology and social media for senior citizens. I'd like to briefly introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Swarna Buddha. Has completed MBBS from JSS Medical College, Mysore, DPM from KMC Manipal, MD in Psychiatry from Siddhartha Medical College, Tumkur. At present, is a senior resident in the Department of Psychiatry, NIMHANS, and also pursuing PhD in Clinical Neurosciences in NIMHANS. Doctor's areas of interest are media psychology, cultural psychiatry, and schizophrenia. Welcome to you, sir. Please, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that pleasant introduction, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And thank you for giving me this opportunity, Dr. Vijay sir and Gina ma'am. And I shall start. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, please. Sure.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So, welcome all of you, and I'll be speaking on a very vast topic, but a very important topic for today's, and more for our elderly citizen and senior citizen. When I was given this topic for presentation, first thing that I panicked. The second thing is that, like everyone else, I did a Google search, and the Google search was senior citizen. And two things are apparent from this. I'll go to both one by one. The first thing is that I had to do a Google search. So technology is everywhere. I cannot run away from it. We cannot run away from it. And it surrounds us now. And it is not like the previous technologies that were there, like TV or radio or then mobile phones. So our communication became embedded in technology. And therefore, internet has now surrounded us through social media and newer digital technology as such. So there is no running away from this. The problem is that technology is also an industry. Because of this, no matter how much I can say that I like listening to songs, I do not want to see videos of songs. I am happy with radio. But the technology industry will not agree with us. They will be keeping going. They will keep going forward. And now we don't have radios. The radio that we can access now is through our mobile phones or through an antique shop that we can go. So technology will leave us behind if we are not agreeing to stay with it, whether we like it or not. This is an insight that came into me while searching this, that we cannot almost do anything without technology and social media now. So we have to accept that we don't have any more of a Doordarshan and small TV sets and Nokia phone, and we have progressed to a newer generation. And what happens with this is not as simple as the technology improving from a bulb to a LED light. When the technology has improved from a TV to a LED TV or a simple bulb to an LED light, What we need to do is still the same. We need to switch on the TV. We need to put the remote on. But where the problem comes is the newer technology that has come, that is through internet and computers and digital media. It's not as simple, and it needs some effort from us. And that is where we feel the fear of failing. And that is where it comes, that am I suitable for the technology? Do we want it? Do we need it? And obviously, when we see something that is so vast and that is so progressing so fast, we are scared. And we feel that I do not need so much. I can deal my life with this much. I have been like this before. I will do it now also. But the technology won't let us. The technology will take us through it. So that is one thing that we are afraid of, that are we failing the technology? The second point is that why is this towards elderly people? Why senior citizen? One is because they were not born in it. They are not molded by it, but they have to adapt to it. So someone who is born in 2020 and 2010, they do not need all these things. It's normal for them. It's natural for them. But we have to, and the older citizens have to adapt to this. And why is this needed is seen from the search screen. See, all the pictures of senior citizens here is not alone. It is of two people or a companionship. Even when there is a picture of a hand there are two hands holding a cane. What Google is showing, what senior citizens is representing is the communication between them. And what is important is that we do not become alone when we are at the later half of our life. And that brings the most important part of social media and technology. That is to not let us be alone. Now, the situation differs from Western world to Indian world. Indian world is typically not alone. We have a joint family and family system, which we have grandfathers and grandsons and granddaughters and children. So in that way, it is still better. But if we see, we have to progress to being companion. And something that happens in old age is that we start feeling alone. And this is not just the normal aloneness. This is called as loneliness. And studies have shown that it might sound funny, but it has relationship with depression, alcohol abuse, sleep, dementia, suicide. It has relationship with diabetes, arthritis, heart attack, hypertension, obesity. So almost all the disorders that we can think of in old age has an important bearing on loneliness, or vice versa. It does not mean that if we are lonely, we will have diabetes. What happens is, suppose someone has diabetes and has no one to take care of and feels lonely and is feeling sad. So that has implications on it, and that leads to a poorer prognosis to diabetes or hypertension or obesity. So how does technology help in all this? Through the use of social technology, that is email, Facebook or chat apps, online video services, instant messaging. These are ways to decrease our loneliness. Now, through this, we do not need the normal medium. We can go through online medium and talk to our people, meet our friends, know about them. And this has a scientific term. This is called as parasocial hypothesis. So what this says is, okay, when we do not have people around us, we use TV, we use movies to project ourselves on that. For an example, why are patriotic movies so famous? Because we ourselves feel excited by it. We feel a part of us within it. Think of a happy TV series or a show or a movie that you loved. You will feel that a part of you relates to one of the characters there. And that is called parasocial hypothesis. When we don't have people around us, even the virtual media can help us connect to people. So suppose in studies, they have shown, they have given a group of old people to watch shopping. Shopping is being done in malls while they are sitting at home. Younger people are going out and doing shopping. And it seems that after few such new videos, after showing such new videos, the elderly people, they start feeling that they are also involved in it. It should not be a passive thing. It has to be an active thing. And that activity makes you connect to the person who is doing this. And in US, UK, there are groups of people who are there to help the old age people in defeating their loneliness. Maybe not important in our setting, but it's gradually progressing. and we are going to get there. Now, even if we are not lonely, even if we have our family together and we do not need technology, technology will not leave us. One important feature where technology helps is our regular checkup, and COVID would have made it more apparent. We cannot go to the doctor all the time. When we are old, we have difficulties in traveling. We do not have such resources. So can the doctor come at home? Yes, the technology now helps. This is an important part which we need to learn, that now we can wear almost anything in our body and we can be tracked. Our heart rate can be tracked, our pulse can be tracked, our hypertension can be tracked. And now there are new softwares through which if the heartbeat goes below to a certain level, they will give a message to either the nearest of the kings or the family members or the doctor. So this is like an emergency pager situation. Previously, if there were no phones, what we would have done? We would have called our neighbors. Then when phone is there, we call through phone. And now this technology tells us to have a real-time monitoring. And this will come up. There are smart rings, there are smart belts, smart vests. Almost all the body parameters can gradually be tracked. There will be a day where you don't need to do a blood test in a hospital or in a nursing home. You can get those evaluated at your home. And this is what technology promises. And this is where we are moving forward with technology. These are the good points of technology. What else? Ease of work. This whole slide is filled that almost every service that we have now, from bank to a small shop, anything, from government organizations to pharmacy, everything now operates on an app, on an online basis. That is because it reaches to a lot of people. The problem is, the more the apps develop, the less physical things become. Now you cannot go to a bank and do a lot of things that can be done through the app. It is online only. So these things, the bank, the pharmacy industry, all will go towards technology so that they can connect to more people. And us as older people, we have to get into that, because we need these apps. We need to know how to handle such technology. And the only way we can do is by practice. So even in COVID vaccination, you cannot do it without without Arogya Setu or COVID app. It can be difficult, but that's the way it has to be. So we have to get adapted to this. Where else can technology help us? Now see in this slide, it's each state, even FDA of US and each state has a website and app for disaster management. That is the most important emergency thing, disaster. And for that, there is an app. So technology is the only thing that binds in this, and it's helpful. If there is a disaster, more than physical communication, virtual communication is better. And we need to hop onto that. We need to hop onto that train. What else? Now, supermarkets, food delivery, grocery, auto services, Ola, Uber, everything is on technology now. And it's easy. It can be available at any point of time. You can sit at home. It gives you leisure. It gives you pleasure. And your physical activity is not needed as such. It has a wrong point also. But that's the way to make things easier, to bring it close to you, to bring it more accessible to you. So now through some apps, you can bring someone home, give them an envelope and tell them to drop somewhere else. You do not need to go out. It becomes a necessity in COVID times. But now the technology that has developed during COVID times will not go back. It will stay there. And in future, in future means in 5 to 10 years, these will be the major players of technology, that all the services that we have will be through online or virtual media. But now comes the bad part. What is bad about technology is that what is good about it? Too much. There is too much to know. There is always a WhatsApp status coming up, always a news channel coming up, always a breaking news. There is too much and we have to filter it. Previously, it was a newspaper. Previously, it was the television that I want, the news channel that I click into. Now, if you click into a news channel, Your mobile will start vibrating with different other messages from different places. WhatsApp follow-ups and forwards will be there. You cannot run away from information. There are too much clickbaits that click this and this will happen. With things becoming easy, we want easy to be everywhere. And that is where it goes wrong. Too much controversy. Previously, if we had to argue with someone, we had to call them at home, or we have to go to their home, meet them at park, and then fight with them. Now you can stay in your home and type a few bad words and fight and create a controversy. So what social media has given us, it has given us the invisible wall behind which we can hide and behind which we can give our opinions. Now, this is a paradigm shift to communication from people who are now in elderly zone. Previously, their communication was face-to-face, and now it's social media around. So there is a overload of information. What others we have too much options. We don't know what to choose from. We have too many food options. We had too many opinions. Our friends say something, our parents say something, our colleagues say something. Previously, one information used to come from only one channel, stay there for days or months, and then we meet the other person, and then that information comes. Now at 5 minutes, we can get all the information together. And that is what makes it bad. Too much of information, too much of news, too much of controversy. We don't know what to focus on, where to focus on, and what to filter out. And this, when technology is there from a younger generation, when you are born and brought up in technology, you know what to filter off. You know what to not read in the newspaper, or which people you do not want to mingle with. So for the younger generation, this comes very naturally. But for the older generation, this is an information overload, and we have to select what to take. And of course, these clickbaits, these controversies are emotionally more reliable. So it targets our emotions and we get drawn to this. We will come to this point again where we see what are the difficulties in technology. Other thing is that it makes it too easy. This was the good thing, and this is the bad thing also. It's too easy to lure you, too easy to say that you have won a lottery and that you can click something and you will get a lot of money. Too easy to say that there is a scheme that you will win. And through net, please send us some money. Through email, we will get it back. And that's what makes it too easy to get trapped. And there is too easy information about yourself. Now, an elderly who is new to Facebook or such platforms, Instagram or such platforms, they can give all of their information outside in Facebook. They do not know how to protect it. And there are people waiting for that information to misuse it. We will also see how it's misused. Too easy to purchase. A lot of time we see that there is a lot of clickbaits in which we purchase things that we don't want. There are too much options. We do not make up our mind. There is always a stimulus that do this, do this, do this. And this will be difficult for elderly people to handle. Previously, if we had to buy something, we have to go to a designated shop, buy there and come back. We had planning, we had preparation. Now, if you open, there will be 5 ads, and even if you don't need those things, it will be in front of you. You may get lured, you may go to purchase. So spending money for someone who is new to internet. And it is too easy to secure. We feel that no one can see our computer. It's in our room. No one can see our Facebook page. No one can see our social media. But everyone can see it, those who want to see it. And too easy is not worth. What old age will make us know is that what comes too easy is probably a difficult thing. It's probably something there that we should not trust in. And for this happens. That this is just a search from 2 weeks. Okay, so cyber fraud. This is a huge thing, and the main target is elder generation and first-time users. That is again elderly generation. And I can give on news headings like this multiple times. There are new ways in which people will fool you. Previously, it was an email from the king of Nigeria. Now it is an email from someone next to you. You feel that it's your colleague. And in India, see, cyber crimes have risen about 55%, and elderly are the easy prey. And despite awareness, that's what the cops say, that people keep falling prey into this. because there is so much information, there is so much luring that we don't know who to trust. And elder people trust more. They are easy bait for cybercrime and cyber fraud. I can go on for Asia, for FDA. In Bhubaneswar, older people have lost 13 lakhs. It's just a click. There is a link sent to you and you click it, and your money is gone. And I can go on and on this. I have some news headings for this. And there has been so much fraud, and this is just 1 week data. So what are the things that you should know that you should not touch? Okay, if someone tells that you have seen a jackpot lottery, you have won, you have not won it. Do not touch it. If someone says that it takes all the major credit card, it does not. It's fooling you. Identity theft, your social media. Now what happens? Someone will take the innocent pictures of yours from social media and lure someone saying that I am an old age man who needs help. Please give me money. I belong to this company. I belong to this NGO. Please help me. And they come and see your profile. They see your profile, but they don't see you. They see the other person who is faking your profile. And then what happens? Elderly are kind. And if someone needs help, if someone wants money, it's easy for the elderly to, okay, let's give something to someone else. Let's donate money. And these comes in fee advance schemes, and join this scheme and this will give you money and give others money, help them. So these are some things that you should avoid. Government impersonation, that is most common in US, and mostly Indians only do it. They will call, you will get a call from SBI or some bank or some government place and tell that you have lost something. Your card is going to get deactivated, your account is going to get closed, and you will panic. And they will say, once they have created an emotional turmoil, they will tell that, okay, I have a solution, just click this place. You click this place and we will take some money and it will be okay. And you will do that. And that takes up a lot of money. A newer scam is that if you call for delivery, suppose pizza or anything, you ask for delivery from Amazon, they will call and tell that this cannot be delivered until you give some more money. And this becomes difficult. And then you start giving money so that the delivery becomes better, and then you lose a lot of money. So all of this till now, what I have told is to show that what can be good, what can be bad. And there is not much difference. What was good, excessive of that is bad. Innocence was good, excessive of that is being getting frauded. And what can we do now? We have to learn about technology. We have to learn about social media. And there is no other way. There is no other choice. We cannot do without it. Some way or the other, it will catch to us. Now, there are practical and physical problems to that elderlies face. And for this, the government and different NGOs, they have started partnering. This is called elderly digital literacy, which is digital. And they should be taught the basic things, like what is a computer, how it switches on, how it switches off, what is a CPU, what is a power bank, how to charge your phone, where to charge your phone, which links you should click, which links you should not click, which apps you should download, which are the signs that these are fraud apps. So these things will be helped by such organizations. So government also launches new facial recognition technologies for pensioners so that it does not get frauded and it can be easily accessible. Again, there is a balance between what is ease and what is disease. So that needs to be sorted out. Now in UK and in US also, there are groups which come to the elderly's house and they teach what to do, how to use Facebook, how to use social media. But it's good for us that we don't need that. We have our own family. We have our own grandchildren and children who are in internet, who are always online. And if you ask them a little bit, they will be more than happy. The whole point I'm trying to make is that the fear towards online, towards technology and towards social media needs to go away for good. But there should be a balanced fear about it, that I should not do excessive. What is most common is when we think that we have learned it and then we fall prey to it. Now, Government of India has also asked for studies, and they They have made portions where technological interventions can be helpful to elderly. Things like small things, like the apps that we have to touch. They are small in figures, but the elderly may have problem in touching that because of tremors. So the apps are bigger in those technology, in those phone for the elderly. The emergency button is bigger. It is more user friendly, thinking the elderly in people in mind. The color of the screen, the brightness of the screen is to match the eyesight. It should not be too small, it should not be too big. So there are many innovations that are coming up which will help elderly to get used to technology more physically. And these are the practical and physical problems that we see, such as, again, hand tremors, difficulty in speaking, in video conferencing. Sometimes there is low internet and our speech is not understood. So as technology develops more, these problems will get better, these solutions will come, and in that way, technology will be easier to handle for the elderly citizens. So what is more important, that we understand that we cannot go away from this. We start it a little bit by little bit. We understand the problems that it can cause. And finally, through this digital media, we will not be lonely. We will not be feeling alone. We can do our everyday work, shopping and buying groceries. We can get knowledge. We can see videos. We can entertain ourselves, and we can keep ourselves safe. So this needs both entertainment and education to keep the things in bound. Thank you. I have kept this session as very informal, and I'll be happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Doctor, can I talk?
Yes, sir.
This is Jambunathan. Doctor, thank you very much for an excellent session on this.
Thank you.
I mean, see, in fact, I have learned a new name also. This is practical hypothesis or something like that. That's practical. Yeah. See, that is something, a new word or a new, something new that we have learned today. Thank you, Doctor. Doctor, one thing is that, okay, you have been again and again re-emphasizing that without technology, a situation is coming that without technology, man cannot live. Isn't it, Doctor? I mean,
Yes.
am I clear, or am I audible, or am I not audible, Doctor?
Yes, yes, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the fundamental thing, the conclusion that we have come to today is that without technology, the senior citizens cannot live. So we have got into that situation. Willy-nilly, we are not responsible for that. But I wanted to say only one thing about that, namely, I'm a retired banker. I know I have investigated some of the frauds, in which I have found that too much dependence on your own family members certain times are leading people to a wrong thing. So I would request that, in fact, what I would say is that even though help is available within the family, I would request all the senior citizens to try to understand by visiting some institute or going into some website. There are very many websites that teach us. So catch hold of such a website and try to learn self-learning instead of learning through some others, because I have come across cases where the youngsters, especially because of their bad habits or something like that, they have themselves cheated. That is the only message I wanted to give, Doctor. Thank you. It was a very excellent lecture. In fact, we have pointed out everything about that. I am happy about that, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, that theory is parasocial hypothesis, not practical. Parasocial hypothesis that says that without our physical presence also, we can connect at different things. So we connect to a hero, we connect to a heroine, or sometimes a villain. Why? Because we see some part of ours in that, and that is used in this. Yes, thank you.
Parasocial hypothesis. Parasocial.
Yes, yes. And you have made an excellent point, I think, sir, that yes, nothing, complete learning cannot come from family itself, because the young children, young generation also, they're learning, they are also getting frauded many times, they also click wrong things. So this digital learning is a holistic thing. You are right, sir. Everyone, every day, hackers are saying different things. There are different ways to fool you. So we should learn together, and there should be we should be attending seminars. There are many workshops and many organizations that keep social media as an important thing for elderly. So that will be an excellent suggestion that you have given.
Thank you, doctor. God bless you.
Sir, Mr. Thangarajan has got some queries, sir. He has put it in the chat box.
Good.
Thangarajan, sir.
Yes, yes. One question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today in Tamil Nadu, pensioners were not credited their monthly pension due to some technical problem all over Tamil Nadu. How the Reserve Bank is monitoring? Treasuries have sent their proposals to the bank, but not cleared. The high technology today, all seniors are waiting for their credit of the pensions. If it is manual, the concerned treasury will credit to the concerned banks. Now, manual is slowly or gradually decreasing. When I visit banks, they are asking me to go to ATM. Don't come to bank with a check like that.
Yes.
My problem is, while getting money from ATM, the OTP number is very quickly coming and disappear. As seniors, we are not cope up with the quickness to get the number and again feed it to the bank to get money. But the bank should also honor senior citizens while they are attending banks with the checks that is more than 20,000 or 30,000, like that. They are simply say, without seeing our face and age, no, you are not expected to coming to bank like that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You have, I think, made very excellent points that no matter how much we don't want, technology will rush away and we have to put a fit in there. Yes, now this physical connection is not there. Banks want it to be on mobile or on virtual. It was easy for pensioners to get money through physical contact. But see how technology has now made it a problematic thing. It's supposedly easy, but then there are glitches which everyone is learning. We are learning, you are learning, government is learning, and cannot help. And the OTP problem, sir, I have the same problem. I also miss OTPs. So yes, these are difficult, but how I have learned is doing it 10 times, 12 times. So there are few things that we have to learn, that senior citizen has to learn, and by practice.
But the quickness is not able.
I know. Yes, sir. So now there is a proposition that OTP should be more than 5 minutes. The thing was that this is already thought that the person who has the phone should be able to see it within 1 minute. But then putting facial recognition, hand recognition, putting apps and all, it will take time. So these are some things that the government and the organizations, responsible people should take into place, like making bigger icons, giving more time for OTP, educating more people. These are very important feedbacks that you are giving, sir. Thank you.
So adding to this, I've got a query, sir, regarding these OTPs. We don't know which are reliable OTPs or not, because so many times they say you're not supposed to give away the OTPs and all. So we are all really confused. Even if it comes from reliable sources also, we are not ready to give them the OTP. We are really reluctant to do so. So about this OTP, can you please?
Yes, ma'am, the best way is that when the whole understanding of OTP is that it has to verify that the person is there or not. So if you have not done anything, or your family members have not done anything, and if you receive any OTP or link, you do not touch that. Okay. Even I receive sometimes like Aadhaar card OTP, and then my sister calls that I have done something, that's why it has come. Only when that communication is there, you should touch OTPs. Let it go. let one OTP go, let two OTPs go. It will come. If someone wants, it will come again. If my family member is trying, it will come. If I am at ATM, I can try it again one time. Okay. So yeah, this is very important, that we don't know what to click and what to not click. And so much money has gone, so many frauds. And once the money is gone, you are not going to get it back. No matter how much there is cybercrime and cyber police, it's very difficult because they are also learning. I will give you an example. Recently, I found out that in airports, there are charging places where you can put your phone charger and get it charged. Now, sometimes you have put your charger in your luggage and sent it in airport. So you don't have a charger. So you will find in a charging place that there are chargers put, and you put your phone and it will get charged. That actually is tracking your messages, that code. And from that, they will get to know your bank account or your fingerprints. So this is so innovative and so new that you cannot trust almost anyone in that way. So OTPs, ma'am, answers, if you do not know where it has come from, you do not touch it. Let it go off. No hurry in that. I think in the chat box, the same is also there. Yes. Who is credible, who is not credible, we do not know. And yeah, property fraud, encroachments, there are just more ways. The more ways you can access something, the more ways you can steal something. So yes, it's difficult. We have to learn a bit. Even in 5 years, the technology that will come, I won't know. It will be so advanced. So for you, at least something is very important.
Doctor, can I just intervene in this with regard to this OTP?
Yes, sir.
See, the golden rule is OTP should be in response to your request. Whenever you have not made any request, if any OTP comes, simply ignore it. Don't act on that. That is the best rule with regard to OTP. Yes. Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. If you do not know where it's coming from, why it's coming, you do not do anything to it. It can be SBI, it can be Government of India, you do not do anything.
Mr. Gopal Krishna has raised his hand, sir. Mr. Gopal Krishna, can you unmute yourself and ask a question? Anyone wants to ask anything, any clarifications from the doctor? You can unmute yourself and ask him.
Sir, a lot of hacking WhatsApp messages and money is deducted. Could you say something about it?
Yes, sir. Yes, a lots of WhatsApp messages come, and most of these messages will have a number or have a link where you have to click. How these things work is first through psychology, that they will tell you that you need something, you don't have something, someone else has. Do it more easily, you will get more money through it. This becomes very easy. So they will play with your emotion first, that you don't have this much, we can give you very easily. And the message, and it will seem that it is the easiest way to do it. When these two combinations come, that it is very important and it's very easy, understand that there is something wrong. What is important does not come easily. Even for making Aadhaar card, you have to have hackers. So whatever shows you that this is important and this is easy, do not go into this. What happens now, I'll give you two examples, which thank you for bringing this. One is that suppose our phone is not working or TV is not working. We will now Google that suppose Tata Sky helpline or some helpline. And then the number that comes first in the Google search, we will click that. And we will call, they will have a proper phone that wait, press 2 for this, press 3 for this. Then there will be an executive who will tell, I will send you a link, you click this, give money, we will send people. Those are frauds. You have to go to the website, to a proper website of Tata Sky, suppose, and then see contact us and then call them. See what happened here. You were in a trouble. There was a trouble. Emotionally, you were fixed there. And someone tells you that this easily can be done. Just call this number and it will be done. And these two combinations cannot happen together. Okay. So this is an important thing.
Good evening, doctor. I'm Gopal Krishna.
Yes, sir.
I have a question in the sense, I'm 69 years young. I'm a single parent for the past 30 years.
Yes.
And my only daughter got married and settled with her husband and daughter about 400 kilometers away in Chennai. I'm staying alone. Can you give me tips or some suggestions as to how I should manage my emotions, or how I should avoid depression, or how I should lead my life?
Who is with you at home?
Nobody is there. Nobody is there.
And
I'm
who
alone.
do you talk to someone every day? Daughter or someone?
Yeah, of course, that is there. But despite that, my daughter got married away about 3 years back. They're happily settled. Only recently, I've started feeling a bit more lonely, even though I have been a single parent since 1992. It is about 30 years. I felt, I managed my emotions, everything. But nowadays, recently, I'm feeling. So, can you give some tips?
One thing is, sir, that start a new hobby. Anything that you had planned to do, but because of your busy schedule, you could not have done it. Maybe writing a book, maybe reading something, maybe starting to paint. These things in the initial phases where daughters go away and we don't know what to do, at that time we will need something that engages us. This is same for everyone. Now, you will not be engaged in playing games or video games or such. So anything, a hobby, maybe a physical exercise, maybe gardening, something that you can do with your own help. So what will happen? It will reduce some of the time that you have free, and you will not think that you are alone at that time, even though you do not think it consciously. One is that. So you can try a bit of hobbies, maybe reading book, writing something, gardening, a little bit of physical exercise, going out in the surroundings, which is difficult at this time. But suppose, sir, along with this, you start having sleep problems, decrease in appetite, and even gardening and all does not start helping you. Even if you do your hobby, you are still feeling sad. That will be a beginning of a biological depression, which is important, and then you have to see a psychiatrist or psychologist. But it won't go till there. I don't think it will go till there. It's a phase, and if you keep yourself busy, that is the best thing at this point, sir, that I can suggest.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I have managed so well. I was really proud that.
I don't think that there will be difficulty for you to manage. You have managed most of the life stresses till now. So I think it is a little bit of a different perspective that you have to see. A little bit of happiness for yourself that you have to take now.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. As Mr. Jambunathan said, the younger generation, they are very fast for us, sir. By the time we learn something, they'll be far ahead. By the time we learn a simple technology now, and by the next day, the technology would have moved somewhere very, very far. So how to deal with that?
The rate of obsolescence, that is, Doctor, can I just intervene? Jambunathan here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, that is what we call in technological term, the rate of obsolescence. That is, what was decent today morning, it is no longer there today evening. See, that is how the world is progressing. But madam, let us remember one thing very clearly. The fundamentals have not changed. Try to, what we need for carrying on with our life is fundamentals. We will carry on with our fundamentals in the most common fundamental way. And technology is there for us. In fact, Tagaraj sir was telling about, the pension amount not being credited today and people being put into suffering. See, I tell you, this is a downside of technology. See, we have seen many downsides of this manual accounting in our times. See, in fact, I am one fellow who was there in the technology and who was there in the manual period also. So I know the difference between these two. There is a downside to technology. In fact, not only to technology, sir, there is a downside to everything in life. See, God has created this world in such a way that nothing is an absolute blessings. Every medal has got two sides. So let us.
Can we hear from a doctor rather than Jambunathan?
Yeah. In fact, Madam asked me. That is why I am responding.
Okay.
Madam specifically asked me. That is why I am responding. Now it is up to the doctor to respond. That is why I.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. What you are saying is actually what it is, that if the fundamentals are true, then things will. See, ma'am or sir, we have to travel and there will be faster buses and faster trains. That doesn't mean we have to run fast. We have to be quick enough to get into the bus. There is a proper time, proper place. We will get in. We do not have to drive the bus. We do not have to run together. So technology, it will always go front and very rapidly. Maybe not everything is for us to know that. Now, how much we want is a basic level. That basic level can be achieved. And the frauding thing, they cannot do high technology frauding to people who don't understand technology high. So they will have to come back to the basics only. Click this, send message to this. So the fear which ma'am is talking is very important, that when we see something so vast and so fast, we say, Beda, I don't want it. But we have to get in. We do not have to conquer all of it. No one knows. Young generation also doesn't know. Old generation also doesn't know. We don't know. So we just have to step in and be there where it takes us. Little bit we can learn. And yes, some amount of digital education is required for that. Yes, and what sir was also saying, there is flip side, downside of everything. Anything in excess is bad. That's what I had put in my slide, that all the things that technology promises, that this is good, this is easy, this is fast, are also the bad things that technology brings, that this is easier, this is faster, and this is better. So it will come with learning. We will make some mistakes. Hopefully those mistakes are not very costly. Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Nalina N wants to know whether there are any support groups.
Ma'am, official support groups I am not are aware of, but there are NGOs that keep on helping. You can again find these in social media only. So the way to get into social media is through social media. It's a rounded circle. But again, if you see a message which says that, are you feeling sad? Please click. Do not click that. So make your ground study. We will have, there are organizations, there are people around who will help in this. We do not need exact support groups in this. We can start with our own family. Yes, family also can teach wrong, but a little bit of education that can start from family. Once you know how to see a video, you can find all the support groups in videos. You can find all the information in YouTube, you can find in Google Meet. So once you access the technology, and you will get everything there.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else has any queries?
Doctor, how to avoid biological depression?
There are ways. One is, sir, regular exercise, healthy behavior, healthy food eating, a little bit of exercise, yoga, meditation, engagement. But these are all the psychological features and a little bit of biological features that will help us. There is nothing that we can escape. If it has to come, it will come, and we will see at that time. But yes, baseline things have to be. It's like how to avoid heart attack. Even if you do everything, you still can get, but eat less fatty food, exercise. So those things, basic healthy lifestyle. What you have done till now is healthy enough. You do that only.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself, actually.
Yes.
Patting my own back. I'm prescribed 0.25 mg of what is that called? I'll read the tablet's name. 1 minute.
Lonazep.
Lonazep, yes. On SOS basis, I'm taking once in 10 days whenever I feel stressed.
Okay, but take it only after seeing a psychiatrist.
Yeah, that is
fine. That is
I
fine.
protested. In fact, I argued with my consulting psychiatrist please, for heaven's sake, I want to do it non-pharmacological way, because I know it will have side effects. So then he convinced me, no, you take, nothing will happen.
So again, yes, sir, same thing, sir. Like sometimes medicines will help. Again, excessive of medicines will not help. So again, that balance we need. Sometimes if biological depression is there, we cannot tell that do gardening and things will become okay. We will need medicines at some point. We will need help.
Making me slightly appetite is reducing, and I'm putting on a little weight. I feel I'm maybe psychological.
So you discuss all this with your consulting psychiatrist, sir,
but I'm not able to go and meet him in person.
Online can be done. That is something that we have to do these days. And whatever side effects you are afraid of or you are feeling, you talk to him about it. It's our duty to know your side effects and get them better.
I'm taking once in 10 days whenever I feel more.
That is fine, sir. That is fine.
Yeah. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Nalina, can you unmute yourself and ask the doctor your queries? She has written family, friends, relatives are not of any help. In that case, one needs outside support. She needs to know about it.
Yes, that is true. If there is no support, then from within, then we have to take outside support. If you go to digital education or HelpAge India, or there are NGOs in which there will be a portion for elderly digital society. Okay, so in that there are basic instructions, how to search things, how to start a computer, how to do a video chat. So those will help. Once you get, why are we needing support in this? Why do we need technology in this? To connect people mostly. So once we connect to the right people, they will help us. Yeah.
Excuse me, doctor. I'm Leela Reddy.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know whether something is wrong with me. I don't regularly observe the WhatsApp messages, any messages, and Facebook. Nothing I observe regularly, but I have everything. Why I'm doing like this? Everybody will be regularly visiting this thing. No, that's why.
No, ma'am. I think you are absolutely fine. Not saying all WhatsApp messages is not wrong. I think you see messages which are important and don't see messages which you think are not important. Is that right?
No.
You don't see any messages.
Sometimes they have to call me and tell me I have to see this message.
Why? What happens? When message comes, what happens?
No, I just don't see the messages. Nothing.
Then fine. In that way, if the messages are important enough, they will call you and tell whatever you are doing until it gives you peace, it is fine. Not that everyone sees a lot of messages. If I tell you that see all the messages, you will get confused in so much information. So,
I feel it is too much for me.
Yeah. Then it's fine. Whoever needs you, whoever wants you, if they WhatsApp and if it's not seen by you, they will call you. They will text you. Phone is always there. So it need not be that you have to jump in that.
Sometimes I miss important things. That's
that will come by trial and error, ma'am. So you know which group and which messages you have to check.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, doctor. We are all very bombarded with these WhatsApp messages. We don't know whether which are really we have to go for it or which to ignore. Like.
And there are fake videos also, fake messages, and
yes.
Fake this thing, and that is a kind.
Yes, and all is this to touch your emotion. Once they show violence, once they show some emotion, then the message is given. Your brain accepts it better. So what this happens, sometimes it's either all or none. Some people will be too much towards it. Some people will be better. I don't want it. So we deal in such extremes of social media information. That is a problem. That is not only a problem for elderly. That is a problem for everyone. At least elderly can watch a video and think about it and can make decisions. that whether this is right or wrong, whether this is what I have seen in my life or wrong. A younger person, 17, 18 years, who have not seen life, who has no experience as such, will automatically believe these videos more. So I think in that way, you are in a better position to judge. You know more than what the videos will show you, is the idea in that.
Anyone else? Gina, shall we wind it up?
Yes, we can. Anybody else would like to ask any last questions to sir? It's the last chance. Okay. Okay, then I think we can wind
I
up.
want to say thanks to doctor. Very nice, very useful.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have to have a fine balance of everything. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Yes, sir, aptly put. As doctor said, technology is everywhere and technology is surrounding us. This is a real one apt topic of the day. So the doctor gave us a detailed information. And also he told us about the social technology, how it overcomes our loneliness, and also the positive and the negative sides of the technology too, and how it aids in all the other issues like health and binding factor. Then how we can, sitting at home, get whatever we want from the, just with the click or with the touch of our hand. So thank you, Doctor, for your very informative session and detailed explanation to us. And even then, we have got many doubts. So again, you're welcome again to our webinar, one of the webinar with one more session like this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so with that, we are winding up today's session. I would like to thank our resource person, Dr. Swarna Buddha Nayak, for having this wonderful.
Gina, you're muted, Gina. Gina? Hello? Gina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, she's there. She'll come.
These are the technology glitches.
Yeah, these are the problems.
Now it's fine, sir. Yeah. I'm so sorry, there was a technical issue. Excuse me for that. I hope I am audible and visible. Hello.
Yeah. Gina, you're not visible. You're audible. Yeah.
Excuse me for the technical glitch. Okay, so with that, I would like to thank our partners, Government of Karnataka, Samadhana Counseling Center, Icon Life Science, REC Foundation, NSC Foundation, Bangalore Apartment Federation, Indian Psychiatric Society, Karnataka Chapter 1, and Karnataka State Legal Service Authority. Thank you once again, one and all, for joining today's session. Next of our webinar is family roles, boundaries, and adjustment. I request everybody to join for that session also, and kindly share our initiative information to as much as possible. With that, we are winding up today's session. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Gina.